Thank you for coming. We're now going to go into the history of money. A few remarks about the history of money. The prevailing view is historically that we started with barter, and then money was a technology that was invented to overcome the encumbrances of barter. It's very complicated to trade sheep for goats for vegetables, but money lubricates the transaction. However, anthropologists are now telling us that their research suggests that we never bartered, that money is something that has been used for 700,000 years, perhaps. Keep in mind that civilization itself is all of 10,000 years old. That's the technology of agriculture, of cities, and of language. Money is a language with numbers, but civilization has a much more sophisticated language. So anthropologists are saying a couple of things. We never bartered. Money goes back hundreds of thousands of years before civilization. Think hunter-gatherer. And money was used for things like dowries, for weddings, for funerals, for passing on wealth from one generation to the next, for tribute from one tribe to another, or for intra-tribal, within a tribe, disputes of litigations and injuries and harm, and that money was used as a restitution chosen by the tribal elders and the priests. And anthropologists also tell us that it's hard to find an instance in which money was created that wasn't issued by a sovereign or a priest. Very interesting. Now, over the millennia and through the centuries, many objects and many things have been used as money. Seashells, tobacco, beads, salt. The word salary starts with S-A-L, and the Romans used to pay their soldiers their salaries in salt, S-A-L. Very interesting. So as we move through time, we see that the Lydians, this is going back before the Romans, 760, 780 BC in what is now Turkey, invented coins in that part of the world. Other civilizations invented coins maybe a little earlier, a little later, the Chinese, the Celts. So you have coins showing up. Again, the Romans are using salt, and the Romans had their own coin called a denarius, which is a piece of silver. And interestingly, it starts out as one solid piece of silver with Marcus Aurelius, and 200 or 300 years later, it's a piece of copper wrapped in silver foil. And over time, it went from a block of silver to an alloy of silver and copper to a piece of copper. Keep in mind that governments will do this at any point in history. It's called debasement.